How's it guys? Welcome back to FX Rhapsody. Today we're looking at two currency pairs, doing analysis on them. It's going to be the British pound, Japanese yen, and then the US dollar, Japanese yen. We're doing top-down analysis using our COT report. So go visit my website on the bottom left corner over here, where you can download the COT reports for free. Also some very nice trading material of my previous videos. Go watch them. There's some nice video categories. My preferred brokers, these guys are excellent when it comes to brilliant leverages, margins, spreads, support, you name it, everything that you can look for in a really good broker. So go visit them, guys. Okay, so let us hit the charts. We're going to start off with the British pound, Japanese yen, and we're doing top-down analysis. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the daily time frame and then moving our way down to the hourly time frame. So on the daily time frame, not a lot happening in the British pound, Japanese yen side of things. We do see a little bit of a downwards movement in the British pound. Just a little bit of, I mean, it's still consolidation area. So it is a British pound being strong, Japanese yen being strong. So it's all driving each other to this consolidation area. So we need a type of a breakout, especially when it gets to this area here. So I would like to see any breakout going above that, and then obviously anything below this area, because these are the two areas of focus. So consolidating the last couple of days, and yeah, let's see who's going to be the strongest in the two pairs and whatever news is going to affect this big shift in this currency pair, or these two currency pairs. So let's move on to the 4 hour. Again, like I said, not a lot happening. I'm just going to zoom in or zoom out a little. There we go. So we have got an area where the price is just, you know, up and down the whole time. So I'm just going to highlight this, and you can see this area over here. So this area has been acting as a support, going through it, resisting it, coming up, supporting it. I'm just going to draw this a little bit better right about there. There we go. Supporting it down. So it's been a key area in the market, and then price just hovering around this area. So no huge break and movement going up or going down. On the hourly time frame, let's just have a look at some couple of trades that we could have caught as well, and where we're going to be looking at placing our next little you know, what we're going to be focusing on. So last weekend, obviously, you know, like we do every weekend, we have a little, you know, areas that we map out in the market, and then just to see where price is going to be going past it. I'm just going to extend this one, because as you can see, price broke that a little bit. So basically, as we could see, price breaking that area in the market, just zooming in a little bit. Okay. And then after that break, you could have had a nice little entry. It's a nice bearish candle breaking that area. Two little scenarios you could have taken. There's a little gap that's formed, a fair value gap. So price is retracing into that, going down. Or you could have used your Fibonacci, where price breaks from that swing high to that swing low. So basically, I'm just showing you that's a swing high, price swinging low, retracing up to the 62% area, and then where you could have taken a nice little sell down. And for those of you who's like, oh no, that's not a lot, you know, just moving downwards, you could have caught, if you rode it down all the way close to 100 pips, that you could have taken there. So moving up again, you know, price was driven up, and then I'm just going to extend. So price coming up again, moving up and down, consolidating. Just, you know, there's no, pretty much no gaps being formed, and then going up again, testing that little high, coming down, and then creating a nice little fair value gap area. So these are just little entries that you could have taken, and this is a beautiful retracement back to that fair value gap that was formed there. And again, you know, this is one currency pair, guys, so another 100 pips. So you could have caught 200 pips on that area. Where would you have been exiting on this trade? So it's going to do that. Price retracing back, excuse me, retracing back, and where does it always go to? A fair value gap, because there's a fair value gap that was formed over here. Okay, so as you can see, price going up. There's one at the bottom here as well, but price going up, you know, going consolidating a little bit, going down, breaking structure over here, creating a nice fair value gap, entry over here, going down. You exit when price gets to this area. So as we could see, price hovering in that area now again. So what we're going to do is we're going to be focusing on two areas in the market. We're going to be focusing on this area for this coming week. So this is going to be my closest high that I'm going to be looking at, and then the obvious low that we're going to be looking at. So I want to see price breaking either one of those two areas, and then I will react to what the market gives me. Let's look at our COT reports. We're going to be looking at the British pound first. So the British pound, as we could see, is just hovering there. It went from a deep negative 80,000, moving all the way up to a negative 33, and that's where you see that big incline in the price. But now, you know, price is just still hovering over there. Not a lot of movement, especially after 2 weeks time, 2 weeks back, that we had a big shift, and this is this big upwards movement. So still just hovering over there, and that's why we don't see that big push. We could also see that the Japanese yen went from a negative 110 all the way to a negative. Now it went with negative 25,000, so it was a big push on the upside. So getting a little bit weaker now, with a lot of shorts being opened in the market, and then a lot of longs being closed in the market, and a lot of shorts being opened in the market. So you can see that little bit of a dip over there, and that is why we keep seeing this up and downwards movement in this price. So I'm going to be focusing on those two lines to see what price is going to be doing. So let's head to our next currency pair, which will be the US dollar, Japanese yen. And excuse the background noise, guys. We've got a nice little storm in our area, so there's lots of wind happening in the back if it is bothering you a little bit. All right, so we're going to be doing a daily time frame again, going daily down to the hourly for our top-down analysis. So what we see is on the Japanese yen, we also see price going up and down and then up again, focusing on those two areas. So I'm just going to be drawing this little, let's go at there so we can see. There we go. So this was also a big area in the market. That price went up and then just consolidating, going down, retesting that area, and then breaking that area once again. So with that break, I'm just going to take this out. We have a break in structure, okay, right about there, as you can see. So price just pushing up again. So we have got a swing low and a swing high. So if you had to get or catch that trade, take out our Fibonacci on those two areas over there. So swing low, swing high, coming down, retracing nicely to the 62 and between the 62 and 79% area. Very nice little entry that you could have caught. I mean, currently it's about, let's call it 470 pips just to be safe. 470 pips up currently, right? So that would have been a nice little sweet swing entry for USDJPY. 4 hour time frame. What can we see on the 4 hour time frame? Well, you see all these areas in the market that's been the liquidity that's been taking out. What I mean by that is we have got a high that was created here, and as you can see, that high was taken out by the market. All right, we have got the next high that I'm looking at. That's going to be this one. Okay, I have drawn it in prior to this week as well. I've been looking at that high, been looking at this one, just to see if price is going to break it, meaning taking out the liquidity that's lying on top of that for this downwards movement that happened. So we had a downwards, as you can see, a downward spiral. Then we had a little bit of break in structure, price coming back again, retesting that area again. And as you could see, just doing that fair value gap again, because as we could see, price going at the bottom here, consolidating, pushing through, creating a gap in the market. Then price went up, retracing back to that area. So guys, we always need to look at those areas in the market just to see how price reacts to that. And that is exactly what happened in the daily time frame. As we could see, this is the movement that was happening. So I think I did analysis on that prior. So price retracing to that 70% optimal trading entry, and then you could have caught that nice little movement upwards. If you did miss that movement, you could have seen price going down, coming up again, retracing back again. I mean, this is creating another low and another high. And as you could see, look at that, 62%, and then going up again. And that is where we see price starting to take out that highs that was there. So on a 1 hour time frame, I'm just going to take out all of this. Let's have a look at the 1 hour time frame. So this is all the interest you could have caught, guys. I mean, this is simple, easy, fair value gap, Fibonacci. There's nothing to it, right? There's really nothing to it. Just simplifying trading. Okay, so hourly time frame. So we had this. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit just to draw my area. So this is obviously that high that we were talking about on the 4 hours just now. And as you could see, that high being broken in the market, excuse me. We had this low as well, okay, that we were looking at. So as you can see, that low is still in, or basically that low is still intact. So this movement, this low, this swing low to that swing high over there, it's a nice little entry. Okay, you can see it right there. And that is at 62%. We were just looking at it on the 4 hourly time frame, 62%, price going and breaking up. Okay, so if you missed that entry, okay, this is at a high that was created, and that's the break in that high. Okay, so that's a break in that structure. So what happens after a break in structure? Just zooming in a little bit, you look at your fair value gaps that's been formed. Okay, so look at that, bam, easy. Price going up, going down into that fair value gap after the break in structure. Okay, price going up to another area that you could have caught the trade. Then price went up again. Okay, coming down, retracing. Where does it retrace to? I'm just going to do this. You look at your previous highs. So that's a high right there. Let's just take out this one. Just don't want to have too many lines on the charts just to not confuse anybody. So that's a structure that was broken. Okay, do we all agree that? Price going high, going low, going up again, breaking that structure entry, or that structure, that previous high. There's a fair value gap that gets formed by that candle and that candle, the 2 wicks. Price retracing back into that fair value gap, going up again. Okay, that's a nice little entry once again. Then price coming down. So what happens is, create structure. Where's my line? Create structure right there. This is all the areas that you could have caught, guys, right? So price breaking that area, creating a fair value gap in the market, and then, excuse me, there is a gap in the market. Price doesn't always go to all the gaps. Basically, you just highlight all of them, retracing back, going up again, and you can just follow price going up and up and up and up and up all the time. So currently what we're seeing is price just hovering. Okay, now we're going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go up again. So now we're just looking at the last little area in the market. So we're going to be focusing on this high. Okay, I'm just zooming out because I've got a area that I just want to look at. So I've got that high and I want to see price coming back to that low. So I'm going to just do those two areas. So all I feel price needs to come back to this area. Some weird movement doing here or what that was created there. So I'm mapping out those two areas in the market. I want to see price breaking that, continuing upwards, or I want to see price coming down to this area. I actually want to do this right there. Okay, because this is a very key area. I'm just going to, there we go. Those are the two areas. So I want to do those two areas in the market, and I want to see price breaking those two. So guys, now this is all from my side. I hope you enjoyed this analysis, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to my channel. There's definitely more analysis coming your way this weekend. So guys, I hope you stay safe and happy trading, guys.